What's up, CFO gang? It's your boy Jay Tuck, real Cowboys fan stand up. And as you guys see, I'm getting ready to go see my Yankees play. I am getting ready to go see my Yankees fan. Yes, I know I'm a Dallas Cowboys / Yankees fan. Sue me. I'm not a Lakers fan, right? And I'm not a Duke fan, but I'm a Cooper Flag fan and Kyrie Irving fan. So I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan, but I'm about to go see my Yankees play. So you're probably like, why Tuck all New Yorked up right now? So I'm about to go to the K. All right, but we got some stuff to talk about when it comes to my Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys have officially wrapped up their last day of mandatory OTAs. And a lot of people like, oh man, it's over quick, right? It ain't that long because it's not a lot that goes into it. It's really just the opportunity to bring the guys in, kind of get them familiar with the playbook, with their new coaching staff before they go on a 4 to 5 week hiatus as we gear up for Oxnard. But Micah Parsons was there. He did participate. And I really like what I heard from Micah Parsons, which we'll talk about here in a second. But one of the biggest takeaways I've been hearing is about the cornerback position. Now, I know a lot of you, self-included, has had some concerns and uncertainty when it comes to the cornerback position. We know Trayvon Diggs is battling back from injury. Siobhan Revel returning back from injury. Deron Bland came back from injury last year. Wasn't the same. Is he going to play inside? Is he going to play outside? We lost Jordan Lewis. I was a huge J. Lou fan. Did a lot of film sessions of J. Lou. So there is a lot of question marks when it comes to Cowboys Nation in our cornerback position. But we did trade for a player in Kair Elam. Now I gotta do it. I sometimes I hate doing this to people, but sometimes when you're just a wizard, you gotta wave that wand. You gotta wave that wand. And so this was a tweet on September 10th, 2021, 4 years ago. The entire Florida Gators team is here at my hotel. I'm going to see if I can talk Elam into dropping out and coming to play for the Cowboys now. Why delay your destiny, Kair? Why delay it? You was going to be a Dallas Cowboy. Jay Tuck knew from the moment I first laid eyes on you that you were going to be a Dallas Cowboy. And this was back when the Dallas Cowboys played versus the Tampa Bay Bucks week 1. After they won the Super Bowl, I was in the hotel. The Florida Gators were staying at the same hotel. And I saw Kair Elam, and I went and talked to him. I went and talked like, hey, man, love what you're doing at the University of Florida. Keep it up. I expect big things for you at the NFL level. And selfishly, I want you in Dallas. I was a huge Kair Elam fan. Now, we all know that he went to Buffalo, didn't have the career that a lot of people may have assumed. But sometimes a change of scenery is what you need, a fresh restart. And you're hearing a lot of praises come out the Dallas Cowboys building when it comes to Kair Elam, because he was a guy, you know what I'm saying? You can go back. Now back when I was talking about Kair Elam, this is back when Jay Tuck didn't have college film, because there was people that didn't want me to have it, right? Because they knew what would happen if I was to get a hold of college film. And they were right. You know what I'm saying? They were 1,000% right. What would happen if Jay Tuck got a hold of college film? I would turn the hell up and turn into a weapon of mass destruction. So I didn't have college film, but I talked very heavily on this channel about Kair Elam. Has the size, physicality, has the athleticism, everything you were needing in a corner. Now, of course, it just didn't translate, but hopefully a change of scenery will help Kair Elam, especially for the Dallas Cowboys, because we're going to need them, especially on that boundary. And we also need another player who we'll dive into in Kalen Carson, because as I've been kind of going through the film, maybe I can save him. Maybe he, let's not, we got to take the number 21 off, but maybe I can save Kalen Carson. So we'll definitely dive into that. But in some other news, there was something that Brian Schottenheimer spoke about that I've been kind of doing on Madden, you know what I'm saying? Because last year I had Rico, I had Zeke, that just wasn't going to get the job done. Deuce wasn't going to get the job done. Hunter was not going to get the job done. I had to improvise at the running back position. Well, Tuck, what did you do on Madden? I even played a lot. I put Kevontae Turpin at the running back position. I need some speed. I need some agility. I needed someone back there who was a threat in the backfield. And there has been talks about Kevontae Turpin getting reps at the running back position. And this is something that Brian Schottenheimer has spoken about before he even became the head coach. I think Turpin had like 16, 17 carries last year in the backfield. So you might see an uptick. So if you can add him in that rotation with Jadon Blue, with Javonte, and whoever survives, then that kind of gives you an uptick when it comes to the rotation, when it comes to your running back room. Now, if I'm saying he's going to be round RB1 and all that, no. But you can get tricky, right? Shotty, hit me, dog. If you want my CFB 25 playbook, I use a 2 running back set, right? UNLV, go. We can unlock it. You know what I'm saying? Call your boy, because I definitely know how to utilize 2 running backs back there in the backfield. And I feel like if you have Kevontae Turpin alongside George Pickens, alongside CeeDee Lamb and Jake Ferguson and Span Ford, right? He is another guy you have to circle, because in the blink of an eye, we all know Turp can turn up. Turbo Turpin, right? So we all know that he can turn up. So it's going to be interesting to see how that translates throughout the course of the season. So that's something to keep our eye on when it comes to camp as we gear up for Oxnard. Also, Dak Prescott spoke to the media today, and he talked about George Pickens, and he said that, hey, sometimes you hear things about players and it might not be true. You always want to kind of see how players are for yourself. And since George Pickens has been in Dallas, everyone's liking him. He's been a great teammate. You're seeing him interact with CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott. Him and Dak Prescott are getting into sync. You're hearing people rave about him, about his temperament. Now, of course, it's still early. There ain't no games being played, ain't no live action, but it seems like this team is really embracing George Pickens, and I felt like that was extremely important for him to have that, just that brotherhood. And speaking of that brotherhood, Shotty been beating up on Dak on the ping pong table, dog. Shot Dak, dog. Dak, you cannot have the head coach beat you, because Shotty was out there flexing. He's like, I beat the shit out of Dak Prescott, and he's now calling out Micah Parsons, right? So that competitive spirit that's going on in the locker room, it is starting to get contagious, and I really want to see it carry over. Also, going back to the defensive backs, Wanye Thomas has been playing some nickel and inside, so we got to keep our eyes on that as well. But, when it comes to these voluntary, mandatory OTAs, you really can't gauge the trenches, guys, the offensive line, because they really, there's no pads on. Defensive line, edge rushers, you can probably see the speed, the burst, right? So you want to kind of hold off on that. Running backs, linebackers. But what you can kind of keep an eye on and scout is the wide receivers, the corners, and the safety, the skill positions, because that's all twitch. So you're watching the twitch, you're watching the burst. Are they able to accelerate? Are they able to make plays and make, catching double team and catching traffic? So you can still kind of critique those things without the pads, because those are kind of padless positions. So hearing good things about CeeDee Lamb, hearing great things about Jake Ferguson. Israel McQuamu has been battling out there as well. You saw some of the tenacity in his tweet when he went at my guy Tommy, like, hey, bro, I've been locking stuff down today too. I just got one catch, out loud on George Pickens. Let's not blow it up. So I like that fire, right? I like that competitiveness. I like that dog mentality that you're starting to see go through these players' veins. I want the DNA of Micah, pause if you want to start becoming contagious, where players across the board really hate losing. And I think that's going to be a philosophy that Brian Schottenheimer and his coaching staff really wants to implement when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. Like I said, last day, now we wait. Now we sit back and wait as we gear up for Oxnard. But like I said on Twitter, camp clips are going crazy. I know Cowboys fans are going to be foaming at the mouth for every camp clip y'all can get, because the excitement's in the air, the energy's in the air, but the most important thing, I like the continuity and the brotherhood when it comes to this Dallas Cowboys team, man. So it's your boy J Tuck. Comment, like, subscribe. Follow me on all social media platforms at jtuck151. Turn on that notification bell so you do not miss out. We got live shows. I'm going live tomorrow night with my brother Lou, and then Monday I'm going live with Big Game James, and then I'll be going live with Cover 3. We're going to drop bangers. I know the Dallas Cowboys are going to be off for 4 to 5 weeks, but I know we put in work, CFO gang. So turn on that notification bell so you do not miss out. I want everyone to stay safe, stay blessed, stay encouraged, and no runs in the first inning for the Yankees and Royals. Let's get this money. Peace.